Okay, hello and welcome everyone to the Society of West Coast Artists April demo. Our artist today is Nancy Siemens Crookston. We're very happy to have her. But before I introduce her, I would like to say a little bit about the Society. We are a membership organization, and so we thrive on membership. So if any of you out there are not members, we encourage you to come down to the gallery or look on our website, societywestcoastartists.com. Check us out and fill out a membership application. We'd love to have you as a member. We have a beautiful gallery here, which is where we're situated right now, where you can exhibit your paintings. We have multiple shows every year. We have prizes for the best of the show. And so it's a great venue for you to show your artwork. So I would recommend that you pick up a membership application and sign up. So I also want to mention that Nancy is going to be doing a workshop that will be in November. It's quite a ways out, but this is kind of a preview of that workshop. And so I want you to know about her workshop. It will be a 2-day workshop on the weekend of November 5th and 6th. And she will be doing an oil workshop. So check our website out for more information about that. And please sign up if you're interested. But for today, she's going to do a demonstration of a portrait in oil. So Nancy Siemens Crookston is a California-based artist, awarded the title of Master Oil Painter of America. She loves capturing the human figure in moments of stillness and reflection, as well as painting plein air. Whether it's the Rocky Mountains or her birth town in Utah, or a cityscape of San Francisco, her paintings are often described as peaceful and calming. Nancy teaches workshops across the nation, helping painters learn the principles of Russian color, which she learned from the late Russian master, Sergei Bungar. So then she had a list of a bunch of awards. She is a very well-known oil painter. And without further ado, I think I'm going to turn it over to Nancy to show us your oil in portrait, or portrait in oils, right?
Terrific. Thank you very much. Okay, today we're going to do Kisa. It's a beautiful model that I've used before. I've done her here, and she is going to sit for us and tell us when she's tired so we can go hard and strong and get a great portrait of her. The thing that I like to do is concentrate on color. And like Jim was saying, I learned color from Sergei Bongart. And so I'm going to be looking at her and seeing the warms and cools and the lights and darks and just exactly what color it feels like it is to me and what it looks like it is to me. So I'll get started, and if there are questions, then we'll get through those two, and I'll tell you a little bit what I'm doing, and then I'll be concentrating here and there also. I like to draw it on first as exact as it can be. And I like to draw on what the skull looks like first, the average skull.
We have a question about your use of blue. Is that the reason for that?
I like to start on a tone canvas with kind of gray. And I should be using gray too, but I started using blue. Sergey, he was my hero teacher. And so I just tried to do what he did all the time. And he always worked in a blue gray. And so for 30 years, I've been doing it that way, but it doesn't really matter. A gray gives you an opportunity to choose color, compare color with that. And that's probably the very best way you can do it. And I get too much in a hurry, and so I just go for the blue, and yeah.
Now, how much detail do you aim?
Pardon me?
How much detail do you aim for in your first drawing? In your,
My ears aren't working.
sorry. How much detail do you aim
Oh.
for on your first?
I like to get a lot of detail because then I always know it's under there, that I haven't misjudged anything. I like to get it as exact as I can and then go from there.
Thank you.
And like I said, I like to get as detailed as I can, but we only have 2 hours. So I'm not going to do it as detailed as I can. I'm going to go from there. And we have a cool light. And so everything that the light hits will be cool and the shadows will be warm. And so if you can keep that in your mind, then you can kind of look for the color and see what it is. That beautiful auburn hair and her skin with that cool light can almost have a lavendery, a tanny lavendery kind of beautiful. And the shadows can be kind of an orangey green, but we'll see what it ends up when we start going. I like to start from the darkest to the light when I'm doing oils.
Nancy, what colors are you using on your palette?
I have ultramarine blue, cerulean blue, a Gambin turquoise, viridian green, and not burnt sienna, burnt umber, and white. And here's cad red medium, yellow ochre, cad red light. And this I never say it right. Namphal red. And I only use that when I do portraits. And I always really regret it if I don't have it for a portrait. And I don't even know why. It's not that different, then it's just a little bit cooler. And then alizarin crimson and burnt sienna. And I don't use a medium. I've never found a need to. And I kind of notice when people use a lot of medium, everything gets soggy. And I don't like the hazards of chemicals. And so I found there's no need to have a medium.
What brand oils are you using?
What brand of what?
Oils.
Oils. I like Gambin the best. And some of them are Gamlin, but I like Utrecht the best. That's what I like the best. Yeah. My first step is to get in the big broad shapes, just the complete big shapes, and then mold it from there. 80% of your time is in the molding area. You do it fast, get in the big shapes. 80% of the time, maneuver it and get the molding done right so that it has the right shapes. And then the last little bit is the details. Trying to get the color of the shadow under her under her chin right there. It's kind of a beautiful, warm, lavendery, purpley, greenish kind of.
You move to the right just a little bit so they can see your palette.
Do what?
Just move to the right a little bit
Oh.
so they can see your palette. Yeah.
Sure.
You can do it. Yeah.
And it takes a while to get the color you're looking for. And don't be in a hurry. And the best way to teach yourself how to see color, the very best way is to set up still lifes and set up a whole white one, all different colors of white, or set up one with all different reds and do them over and over and over until you can train your eyes to see the color and temperature and value. And when people tell you to just do this and this to get skin color, or they have a tube for skin color or for something else, don't ever do that. They look like dead people. Train your eye to do the looking and the seeing, and you'll be able to make things look alive and juicy and beautiful. And it's really, really important to do these studies so you can learn how to do it. I'll set up a still life with all blues. I mean, you look right here and look at everyone. I mean, look at Sharon's outfit. If you were painting her, look at all the different blues. And you have to get all those different, you don't want to just say, here's a tube of blue, I'll do that. You don't. You look at each blue and say, how is that different from another blue? One is more green, one is more purple, and get that so your eye can see it.
Thank you.
She's reflecting under her chin where it's that warm shadow. She's reflecting a lot of the black she has on. So if she had a different color on, it would be reflecting a different color under her chin. This shadow ends up a little bit the color of her hair, a little more red. And that's just the color it is. So I want to do that. And there's kind of a nice little more yellow in the shadow under her nose and a little more green in this color. Now I'm looking for the color of her skin where the light is hitting.
Move just a little bit to the right again, so you can see your belt.
And you don't want to get it too light. You want to hit the medium value so that you can punch in the lights and the darks. Okay, I think I'm getting close. Keith, are you cold? Need a break? Okay. You can get up, walk around if you need.
They're
Okay.
down at SWA. This is SWA
Oh,
demo today.
are you cold? You need, they don't have the heat on in there?
I think they are, but it looks, maybe it's at her house. Got the piano
Oh, yeah,
there, yeah.
because you have drapes. there. She doesn't have the heat on. You know this person?
No. I don't know, it's the same.
You're freezing, aren't you? I have a. I'm gonna change there. I can put it kind of
Why does she keep saying you're freezing?
better, a little bit.
I don't know. Look like she's at her home. There's a piano in the background. That's not. That's that clearly seen.
Her neck right here has more blue in it than her face does. It's a beautiful kind of porcelain. And that doesn't mean it's blue, it just has a little more blue than up here.
But we saw that.
That
mark
upper lip, it's so beautiful.
in her neck. She said that part has a little more blue, but why?
Reflections.
On her neck?
Well, yeah, you got all kinds of reflections.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's reflecting off her. I think she has a model there.
at the bicycle shop this whole time.
Watching the Zoom, it's hysterical. I have myself muted and no video.
Really hard thing.
Yeah, but there's people saying, "Well, that model looks cold. I wonder where they are. I think they're at somebody's house. They see a piano. It's hysterical. People, they say. What happened to my stupid video? Huh. I don't know. It was there.
Remember that one girl from the home club that was a girl, she's an old woman. Short white hair, dyke. I've introduced you to her a couple times, I think. She was at the bike shop looking for a motorized bicycle.
Oh,
And she talking. Every ailment. Heard 'em all.
And her eyes are a beautiful green. Greenish bluish. You probably should never touch it with your hands. And if you can't see an edge or like if you're looking at a way the cloth goes or a nose goes and you think it's supposed to have an edge, and if you can't see an edge, then don't paint an edge. Have that beautiful, if it has an edge, then do that great sharp edge. But if it doesn't, erase that edge and let it just go away. You need to walk around, move. Okay, let's take a bit of something, but she's freezing, so I'm happy to, What time are we? Okay.
You need to take a break, just let us know. We'll pause.
I can do it forever. She's the one that'll need the break. It complained. Do you need it closer?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay,
Just make it buzzes when it's off. It's a safety feature.
good.
And you don't normally take 2 hours, just 2 hours for portrait.
No, in fact, usually at drawing groups, it's 3 hours. So this is a marathon, you know. One thing that's kind of fun that you can use like a back scratcher from Bed Bath and Beyond and just bend it down. And then it's a nice small stick. Do you need a break? You doing okay? Okay. Warm enough? And I have to continue and refine where the drawing goes. I, had the eye too far one way. So you always have to keep manipulating a little bit.
So when you normally work, would you like do it all in one sitting like this, or would you come back to it?
If I'm doing a painting like this, then I took photos to do this one. But if I'm doing live, I would, it depends how big it is and what you're doing. If you're doing a big, but what I like to do to get it, like if I have multiple figures and it's a large painting, then I would do something like this and put the person in the position I want for the bigger painting and do a day's work with that, studies. And then do, like if you have 3 figures, I would do 3 figures separately, or maybe a couple of them together, but do the studies, then take all the studies so I have the correct color, because photos don't give you the right color. And so I've got all the studies, and then I can put it into a bigger painting. And that might take another 3-4 days, Need a break? Okay. She has a beautiful glint in her eye. And one of the fun things I love that I learned from another artist is to use a toothpick. And everything has a color, so you try and figure out what the color of that glint is. It's kind of. Okay, time for a break. Any questions? Get up and move around a little bit.
I mean, or is it just all of it? You just-
You mean with a portrait as their focal point?
Yeah,
I don't know. I guess different people, different ways. And kind of her hat is fun, but her lips are incredible. And so if I were relaxed more, and I would probably really hit the lips,
Mhm.
you know.
Got it.
Yeah, because they are incredible. You should always step back and then you can see what you're doing a little bit. It looks a little different up close than it does far away.
Mhm.
So you kind of have to say, punch that a little more because it doesn't read as much in the out part. Yeah. Like looking back, I think I'll make her cheeks a little rosier.
You have a comment that says, it's a joy watching you paint this portrait.
Oh, that's nice. In my studio, I have a huge mirror right in back of me so that I can turn and look at my painting. Sometimes you catch yourself, it scares you to death, you know? But it really helps because then like looking at that helps me see something that I haven't seen as much. So like I'd like to fix right in there and how much time?
We have plenty of time. You can go till 3, it's about 2:30 now. A question I have is, do you paint differently when you're painting all at once as opposed to letting layers dry in between?
I never want it to dry. In fact, I put clove oil in my piles of paint
Okay,
so that they won't dry, because I know there's beautiful paintings that do that, but the way I learned, if you let it dry, it starts. In fact, if I know I can't come back and I have a few days I have to leave for a reason, then I scrape it down. So that even the part that I like that I've done, I scrape it, try and keep it there, but scrape it down because I find if it dries, it's not as juicy. The color doesn't go with each other as much.
vibrancy, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know there are people that do it in layers and let it dry. I just do not want it to dry and then when it's finished, I want it to hurry dry, but it doesn't because I put clove oil in it. The gallery's waiting and I'm waiting for the clove oil to dry. But I'd rather do that and keep it juicy than, yeah.
Clove oil, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, a couple drops. Depends how big the pile is you've got.
Mhm.
And it also is nice for, it doesn't dry. You can keep painting forever, you know?
Mhm.
So you have a comment because your daughter's watching, so Sarah says, hi, Mom.
Oh, how tender is that? Ah, that's cute. Tell her hi.
Are you from the Bay Area?
Originally, no, from Utah originally. I feel like I should have been born here.
Yeah, it's your kind of place.
Because what?
It's your kind of place.
Yeah, I'm allergic to snow.
You and all of this
Yeah.
What painting programs in the area would you recommend?
I don't know. I recommend going to drawing groups and painting groups and keeping what you decide how the best way is in your head the whole time. But we're so lucky because especially before the pandemic, you could go, when we got here, I was so excited to do things from models more and more and more that I was doing it 5 days a week because I felt like if I wanted to do a school for me and I knew what I wanted, a piano player, a pianist will play at least 6 hours a day. And I heard one guy say, if he misses one day, he can tell. If he misses 2 days, his wife could tell. And 3 days, something like the world could tell. But what the point is, if we as artists have to do this all the time, depending how devoted you are, you have to do it and do it and do it to be the concert pianist. And you have to do it 8 hours a day, every day, have that goal to do it, to get you to the level you want to be, you know.
Nancy, we have a couple of questions. Do you use different palette for portraits and plein air?
No, I use the same one. And it's pretty limited palette. I don't always put Viridian Green on or a couple of the others, but I use that limited palette and you can mix.
Okay.
There's certainly some colors, like sometimes you'll see a rose color that can only have, what's the name of that? Phthalo red rose. So there are colors that you know you have to put that in, but in reality, you can really mix from a lot of things. And when I teach, I did a couple pairs in a whole bunch of different palettes, limited palettes. And one of them I used alizarin crimson and black and cad yellow. And the black, an ivory black will do blue to an extent. And you keep the same principles with temperature and hue and values with whatever palette you use. But you can use a very limited palette and make it very beautiful.
What's
And
your
study.
limited palette?
Pardon me?
What's your limited palette?
Well, like I said, if I'm going more limited than this,
Yeah.
I would do ultramarine blue and alizarin crimson and cad yellow and white. And you could do pretty much everything with that because you can make, it's harder to do like a cad red light on a limited palette because you can't do it cool as well, but you can always make alizarin crimson warmer.
With the cad yellow.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, yeah, and you can make every color with those.
Yeah, you can go any browns, you can go any ones.
Yeah, you can do a cool blue and a cool red and a cool yellow. I don't like to go too cool yellow though. I like, there's a lemon yellow that I feel like doesn't hold up and it puts too much chalky into the paintings. So I found that cad yellow medium can go both ways.
What do you think of flake white?
I don't use it, but some people do. I don't, it has chemicals in it, doesn't it? That are, so I just stay away from things that might be dangerous. Cadmiums are dangerous, but I can't find a different way for them. So, yeah.
Another question is, what brushes do you use?
Oh, this is almost terrible. Because all my friends they only do the name brands. And once I was using this, well, it was kind of like this, an angle brush, and it went forever and ever, and I'd rubbed off the name, except that it had a little bit in it, so I tried to investigate where to find it. I went all over the internet, couldn't find it. And you know where I finally found it? I found it in Michael's in a pack of for nothing, you know? And it kind of hit me that, and I had some really great name brand brushes, and they didn't seem to last any longer than the Michael's one. And so I think when you're just learning, you need better products. And when you get more developed, you don't need them as much. You can figure out other ways.
Are you mostly using the angled flat like that, or? do you-
When I'm doing details right now, I am. I like to use bristle brushes when I'm putting the big shapes in. And I like not flats, filberts. And I enjoy, you know, using that and then getting smaller and smaller with softer and softer as I go. And that seems to work. But I no longer look for the most expensive brushes, you know. Okay. And the netting on that, I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. And it is so cute and so beautiful. But that might take a few tries to get it exactly right. So I'm not sure how we're going to attack that one. She has a lot of beautiful greens in the top of her hair.
Is your panel a board or your canvas a board or?
Say louder.
What is your panel made out of? Is it like?
Oh, this one is masonite,
Okay.
untempered masonite. And you sand it and get gesso, put a light coat of gesso and kind of sand it lightly again, put another coat. I do up to 3 coats till it's, well, sometimes 2 is fine, you know,
So it's
but-
Unsanded.
Hmm?
Unsanded masonite, and then you gesso, is that what?
well, I sand it.
Okay.
Yeah. And that holds it nice. And then I have a little roller that I don't like much tooth. And so it's pretty smooth, but I keep it in the freezer in a plastic bag. And so it doesn't ruin it.
A roller for the gesso?
Yeah,
Okay.
that I do the gesso with. Yeah. Should I risk messing up her face with that, or should I erase the net? I can't decide. I mean, it's so gorgeous, but I really don't know if it would take me hours to get that right. Okay, so maybe we will put the net up above your head.
It's suggested now, yeah.
So should I just suggest it here and there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of, what you got a comment that says, don't mess up her face, and you just suggest it.
Okay, so maybe we'll just do some around the. Okay, I think we're about there. Maybe not. Okay, I think I'll stop there.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, well, I want to thank you, Nancy, for an excellent demonstration. And I want to remind people about your workshop in November. Please sign up. It's November 5th and 6th here at the SWA Gallery. So thank you again.
Thank
Where
you.
do we sign up? I mean,
You can sign up online. I don't know if we actually have the registration up there yet, but it will be coming up soon.
Yeah, and within the next couple of weeks, it'll be up on our website. Beautiful comment and stuff.
Ah, that's fun to have the comments coming in.
Will you be doing any plein air workshops? Will you be doing any plein air workshops?
I go all over the country doing workshops and I never had done them here. So when a school asks me to come or whatever, I do that. But I've never, this is the first time someone's asked me here. So second time. Yeah. So I don't know. I haven't thought about it. It's nice I like traveling, but it's nice not to travel too and do it here.
Wow, Climate Promises, fabulous demo, beautiful painting. Thank you so much. So,
Oh, thank you.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Oh, just beautiful. You mentioned you're a plein air artist too.
Mhm.